What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hopping on here to make my first prediction video of the season. I thought this would be a good one. Wisconsin and Arizona. I made some friends from Arizona last year after I made my prediction, predicting Wisconsin to win, and I was way off. It was a blowout. Paolo had about 40 dunks on the Badgers in the first half. It was ugly. Arizona was super impressive last year, and I ate some crow, and I think I gained some of your respect. But let's get into this year's matchup. Arizona, I have high expectations for Arizona heading into this year. They still have a lot of physically strong, athletic players, despite losing 4 of their 5 starters. And Wisconsin, my expectations kind of dipped a little bit, but they're back up after these last 2 games. And both Arizona and Wisconsin have only played mid-majors. They haven't been tested yet, but they've looked good in those games. And I think John Tonje, Wisconsin's wing, is exactly what they needed. Wisconsin's at their best when they have a dynamic wing scorer. And I look at Wisconsin, and they start 2 fifth-year seniors and a 6th-year senior. They have a 5th-year senior in the rotation off the bench. Another senior, Kamari McGee, coming off the bench, but playing pretty close to starters' minutes. And their underclassman, John Blackwell, the sophomore, he's physically solid. Nolan Winters added 15 pounds since last year. So Arizona's a big, physical, athletic, strong team with guys like KJ Lewis, guys like Caleb Love. Love has been around forever, and he's been a solid physical specimen since day one. So I don't think strength is going to be a real dominant factor for either team because both teams will be really physically solid. And my expectations with Wisconsin have gone up quite a bit recently, and I don't know how good either of these teams are at this point in the season, but I imagine they're relatively close, but I'll give Arizona the advantage for sure. But home court advantage, I think, is going to play a key role in this game, where this isn't your typical home game. For Arizona fans who don't know, Wisconsin's honoring the 2014 and 2015 Final Four teams. And those are the same teams that actually beat Arizona's ass in the Elite Eight to make the Final Four. And they prevented Sean Miller from making the Final Four, which is a real shame because Sean's a real stand-up guy. I'm really sorry for you Arizona fans. But looking at the matchup, as I mentioned, Arizona's still got a lot of strength. I believe his name's Awaka. I might be pronouncing that totally wrong, but he was at Tennessee last year, and he actually played a really solid game against Wisconsin. 12 minutes, 6 points, 6 boards. So you can add him to the list of guys who beat Wisconsin last year. I think Wisconsin's going to be a little salty from that embarrassing showing because they have a few starters back from last year's squad. They have guys off the bench who played key roles. I think they are going to be ready for vengeance. I think they'll be in a good mental state, along with the aura and the vibe of having that 2014 and 2015 squads there. I think there'll be a little magic in the arena, and I think that's what's going to make the difference in this game, because guess what? The way I see it, Paolo was the ultimate Wisconsin killer last year. He's not coming out of that locker room. Pelly Larson is not coming out of that locker room. Kylan Boswell, he is not coming out of that locker room. Keyshawn Johnson, not coming out of that locker room. And guess what? Wisconsin has John Tonje coming out of that locker room. So I am picking the Wisconsin Badgers to beat Arizona at home. I think they're going to get it done. I think Arizona's probably, I don't know for sure, it's early in the season, they're probably the better team. But I'm taking this early season matchup. I'm going to go with the team that has a lot of continuity and the team that's at home. If you want to subscribe, I would appreciate that. But thank you for making it to the end of the video, and I will see you next time.